Donald Trump just wrapped up a disastrous press conference in the Oval Office where he looked and sounded very sick. When he was asked why he looked and sounded that way, he said that he had just gotten off a call with the leader of another nation and he was yelling at them about trade negotiations. I think the reason he looked and sounded so sick was over his panic and meltdowns over the release of those Epstein emails and the vote that will be taking place soon in the House of Representatives to release the Epstein files. Donald Trump was asked questions about the release of the Epstein files, and he claimed that he had never met with Epstein at all. He goes, I didn't know that guy at all. Donald, I think there are more pictures with you and Epstein than the amount of pictures I've seen with you and your children. But sure, Donald Trump also claimed that he would be willing to release the Epstein files if a bill was placed on his desk. He goes, yeah, I'd sign it into law to release the Epstein files. He goes, but it'll never be enough for everybody. He goes, because it's one gigantic hoax. Let's be very clear. Trump is going to do anything in his power to avoid releasing those files. And he's going to claim, well, now that the Department of Justice is involved in an investigation, I wanted to release it, but I can't release it now. Donald Trump also claimed that inflation was lessening and that prices were lowering. Also, the purpose of this purported press conference, he had the head of FIFA in there once again. It feels like every other week he has the head of FIFA in the Oval Office, doesn't it? And he was using this press conference also to threaten different cities like Los Angeles and Seattle and say, if you don't beg me for help, maybe the games won't take place. Maybe the World Cup isn't going to take place in your cities. So let me just show you what went down. Here, a reporter asked Donald Trump about his voice that sounds rough. Here, play this clip.
Yeah. Mr. President, I have a question about Venezuela, but can I just first ask, the health of the president's always news. Your voice sounds a little rough. Are you feeling all right?
I feel great. I was shouting at people because they were stupid about something having to do with trade in a country, and I straightened it out. But I blew my stack at these people.
Well, it sounds like there's a follow-up there, but can I ask you about Venezuela? You suggested...
Sounds as there what?
It sounds like there's a follow-up there, but can I ask you about Venezuela?
I thought you said there was a polyp. And I said, I don't want to hear that.
And Donald Trump, you heard him say there, he was yelling at someone stupid. He said, I was yelling at someone who was being stupid. Then Donald Trump says that I wasn't with Epstein at all, ever. Play this clip.
I believe that some of the people that we mentioned are being looked at very seriously for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, but they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all. And we'll see what happens. What I just don't want Epstein to do is detract from the great success of the Republican Party.
Really? At all? Seriously? Then Donald Trump says on Epstein, it's like the Russia hoax. Here, play this clip.
Unfortunately, like with the Kennedy situation, with the Martin Luther King situation, not to put Jeffrey Epstein in the same category, but no matter what we give, it's never enough. You know, with Kennedy, we gave everything and it wasn't enough. With Martin Luther King, we gave everything and it's never enough. We've already given, I believe the number is 50,000 pages, 50,000 pages. And it's just a Russia hoax as it pertains to the Republicans. Now, I believe that some of the people that we mentioned are being looked at very seriously for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, but they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all. And we'll see what happens.
And Trump goes, we have nothing to do with Epstein. It's all the Democrats. Go after the Democrats, not me, even though my name appears on more than half of all of the email threads in connection with the Epstein emails that were released. He goes, I've got nothing to do with it. Go after the Democrats. Play this clip.
You posted on Truth Social last night. You urged House Republicans to vote in favor of this Epstein release bill they're going to vote on tomorrow. I just want to be super clear on your position. Do you want to see that pass the Senate? Would you sign that bill if it gets to your desk?
I do want to. Here's what I want. We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats. You look at this Reid Hoffman, you look at Larry Summers, Bill Clinton, they went to his island all the time, and many others, they're all Democrats. All I want for people to recognize the great job that I've done on pricing, on affordability, because we brought prices way down, but they're going way lower.
And that's the tactic he's going to use when he does not release the files. He's going to say, there was an investigation into the Democrats, so I was just doing what I'm required to by law, and the House oversight is not entitled to documents because the DOJ tells me we can't turn over those documents right now during a pending investigation. And to be clear, whether Democrats are on the list and in the files, whether Republicans are, it doesn't make a difference. Just release the files already. What are we even talking about here? So then a reporter asked Donald Trump, so you would sign into law something from Congress to release the files? Is that what you're saying? Here, play this clip.
With that, at a lot of inconvenience. So I'm for any, I don't, they can do whatever they want.
You'd sign
We'll
it
give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. And it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax. And I don't want to take it away from really the greatness of what the Republican Party has accomplished over the last period of time. Yep.
Mr. President, on affordability,
he goes, sure, I would. Okay, we know he's lying. So a few things can be happening here. Either the Senate is not going to bring it up for a vote, and they're just going to try to kill it in the Senate and delay there. Or if it is put before him to sign, he's going to say there's currently an investigation that I ordered and that they're looking into the Democrats, so therefore I can't turn it over. But I'm going to be showing that clip over and over again when we catch him lying yet again.
How much time, money, and energy have you spent on health, wellness, and beauty products to look and feel younger and healthier? If you're like me, probably too much. Now, I'm so excited to share with you guys C15 from Fatty 15, the first emerging essential fatty acid to be discovered in more than 90 years. Now, it's an incredible scientific breakthrough to support our long-term health and wellness, and you guessed it, healthy aging. Fatty 15 co-founder Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, she discovered the benefits of C15 while working with the U.S. Navy to continually improve the health and welfare of aging dolphins. Now, based on over 100 studies, we now know that C15 strengthens our cells and is a key to healthy aging nutrient, which helps to slow biological aging at the cellular level. Now, in fact, when our cells don't have enough C15, they become fragile and age faster. And when our cells age, our bodies age too. So Fatty 15 is a science-backed, award-winning, patented 100% pure C15 supplement. It's vegan-friendly, free of flavors, allergens, or preservatives. Fatty 15 has 3 times more cellular benefits than omega-3s or fish oil. I love Fatty 15. I've personally seen the benefits. Definitely check this stuff out. Best of all, Fatty 15 comes in a gorgeous reusable glass bamboo jar, and refills are shipped right to your door. Now, Fatty 15 is on a mission to optimize your C15 levels to help support your long-term health and wellness, now especially as you age. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/Meidas and using code Meidas at checkout.
So then a reporter asks him, what country's leader were you yelling at about trade? You said you were yelling at a country's leader. Who were you yelling at? And then Trump almost yells at the reporter, why would I tell you that? I don't know, you brought it up in the first place. Here, play this clip.
Mr. President, follow up. You mentioned your voice and you were shouting about trade. Which country in particular upset you with? India?
No, a country wanted to try and renegotiate the terms of their trade deal, and I wasn't happy about it.
But which country was it? People want to know.
Why would I say that to you? I can't believe it.
Mr. President, on the World Cup.
Then Donald Trump says that food prices are down when they're not down, but he goes, everything's so much cheaper right now. Here, play this clip.
So I think you're going to see another thing happening. I think you'll see food prices. They've come down very substantially since Biden. But I think you're going to see food prices coming down very substantially.
And then Donald Trump threatens Seattle and says they've got a communist mayor now in Seattle and they better watch out because we may not allow the World Cup games to take place there. And then he goes to the head of FIFA, and this guy, has presented himself, in my opinion, as such a clown. This guy is like in the Oval Office again, like every other week. And he's like, oh yes, you are very powerful, Donald. They should know that it's because of you that we're having the World Cup here. Here, play this clip. Such clownish behavior. Let's play it.
If we think there's going to be a sign of any trouble, I would ask Johnny to move that to a different city. We have a lot of cities that would love to have it number one, and we'll do it very safely. So if we think there's a problem in Seattle where you have a very, very liberal/communist mayor, I would say, it's certainly beyond just liberal. I watched her over the weekend. Wow, that's another beauty we got there. But if we think there's going to be a problem, Johnny, can I say we will move? I don't think you're going to have this problem, but we're going to move the event to someplace where it's going to be appreciated and safe.
Yeah, well, I think safety and security is the number one priority for a successful World Cup. We can see today that people have trust.
Then a reporter says, so what's your message to local businesses? Should they sponsor the World Cup if we don't know they're going to actually take place in Seattle or take place in Los Angeles? If you're just going to not allow the games to take place? And Trump goes, well, you should tell them to tell their governors to beg me for help. Here, play this clip.
If they want us to go in, I'd like them to tell us right now. But if we go in, there will be no problem. There will be no crime.
What's the message then to local businesses who are considering sponsoring those?
Tell your governor to ask for federal help. We'd love to help them.
What a sicko. What an abuser. What a terrible tyrant. What a despicable, vile human being he is. Right? I mean, right. I'm showing you the clips. Then Donald Trump is asked about would he blow up buildings in Colombia. He's like, yeah, I'd blow up buildings in Colombia. I'd knock them out. I'd be proud to do it. Here, play this clip.
You know exactly how they get their things here, how they get the drugs here. Fentanyl, cocaine. Colombia has cocaine factories where they make cocaine. Would I knock out those factories? I would be proud to do it personally. I didn't say I'm doing it, but I would be proud to do it because we're going to save millions of lives by doing it.
Would you only do it?
And then earlier in this press conference, Donald Trump talked about basically potentially invading Mexico and attacking areas in Mexico, which he thinks is controlled by cartels, that he would bomb it. A reporter asks Donald Trump, are you ruling out sending troops on the ground in Venezuela? And Trump says, I don't rule it out. Let's play this clip.
You suggested you've made a decision about what you want to do next to Venezuela. I understand you don't want to tip your hand, but is there anything you're ready to rule out at this point? Are you ruling out U.S. troops on the ground?
No, I don't rule out that. I don't rule out anything. We just have to take care of Venezuela. They dumped hundreds of thousands of people into our country from prisons. Nobody knows better than this young lady right here. She's done an incredible job with Tom Homan and all of your people. It's amazing. You know, we have a tight border right now. Nobody comes in. But we had millions of people pouring through. A year ago, we had millions of people pouring through our border. And many of them came from Venezuela, including Tren de Aragua, the gang. And I guess what I'm hearing, Christy, is that's as bad a gang as there is anywhere. It's the worst.
You could just hear Donald Trump struggle through this presser with his sore throat. Let's play this clip.
This will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to showcase the greatness of American world-class athletic competition as we celebrate our nation's 250th year. The World Cup will also be an incredibly significant economic opportunity for countless American workers and businesses. It's expected to drive more than $30 billion, Johnny. I don't know about that. That sounds like a lot of money.
No, that's true.
Are you sure?
100%.
How much does the country get out of that?
30 billion.
20%? No, do we get like a percentage of the gross or anything?
That's for negotiation.
That's right.
And then Donald Trump goes on this bizarre rant about Los Angeles, where he threatens the city with pulling out the World Cup from Los Angeles. And he's like, I stopped insurrections from happening in Los Angeles. If it wasn't for me, the whole city would have burned and there would have been an insurrection. The guy just lies about, what are you talking about? If it wasn't for you, the city would have burned and there would have been insurrections. This guy's out of his freaking mind. Here, play this clip.
You know, the governors are going to have to behave. The mayors are going to have to behave. You know, in the case of California, you have a problem. You have high crime. Then you have a place that just suffered great fires and everything else, and they didn't do a very good job. And if we didn't go in from the crime standpoint, you would have had a disaster. It was not going to be handled properly. It wasn't able to be. The head of the police said as I said, without the federal government, they could not have done it. So here's the story. I love Los Angeles. If they want help during this, I would love to send in National Guard or whoever's necessary to help them. I want it to be great. I'd love it to be in Los Angeles. I love the place. It's a natural for Los Angeles. If we think there's going to be crime, if we are obstructed by the governor, and maybe he won't obstruct, maybe it'll be great. But I'd love him for him to call and say, you know, we'd like to have some extra help. Because if there's even a hint of a problem, we want to get in there before the problem occurs. We want to make it totally safe for Johnny and FIFA and all of the great people that are going to be there. And I think that's going to happen. I would be honored to help California if they're going to have a problem. And if they think they're going to have a problem, they should say so. We can be in there in 24 hours notice and do a great job.
But does that have
Trump then claims again that he's all for releasing the Epstein files now. He's like, we already turned over 50,000 pages. No, you didn't. The 50,000 pages that were out had been out for a very, very long time. There are terabytes and terabytes of information, FBI reports, witness interviews, videos. That's what we want to see. But here, play this clip.
Deflect from the great job we've done. So I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages. You do know that. Unfortunately, like with the Kennedy situation, with the Martin Luther King situation, not to put Jeffrey Epstein in the same category, but no matter what we give, it's never enough. You know, with Kennedy, we gave everything and it wasn't enough. With Martin Luther King, we gave everything and it's never enough. We've already given, I believe the number is 50,000 pages. 50,000 pages.
This is Donald Trump saying he would launch strikes inside of Mexico. Play this clip right here.
Mr. President, are you also potentially launching strikes in Mexico or putting American troops or American personnel into Mexico to deal with the
Would I launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs? It's okay with me. Whatever we have to do to stop drugs. Mexico is, look, I looked at Mexico City over the weekend. There's some big problems over there. If we had to, would we do there what we've done to the waterways? You know, there's almost no drugs coming in through our waterways anymore. Isn't it down like 85%?
It is, sir.
I don't know who the 15% would be.
Yep.
It wouldn't be you.
No, that's for sure.
No, I think it's been...
Tons and tons of
you would say that's a big signal.
Absolutely.
We have almost no drugs coming into our country.
And then one of the things that Donald Trump was announcing also, this is what they posted on their official White House account. I kid you not. Thanks to President Trump's deal making, we're making trade fair again and winning big. Coffee, tea, cocoa, spice, bananas, oranges, tomatoes, and beef, fertilizers, and more are now exempt from reciprocal tariffs. America First policies delivering for the American workers and family. Trump signs executive order to modify reciprocal tariffs on certain agriculture products. You put the tariffs on. You're the one who caused the prices to surge. These are your tariffs that made inflation surge, and now you're removing your own tariffs and celebrating that as though it's a victory? Folks, this is a deranged regime led by a sickly, both physically sickly and mentally sickly individual in Donald Trump. Tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.